Hey everybody, how's it going? All my friends out there, YouTube land, Facebookville, LinkedInburg, wherever you're from. I know it's been a while. Um, I should say right off the bat, I don't know why my stream not only works if my phone is vertical, but I have to figure that out because these black bars annoy me on it. Uh, I'm not at the couch this morning. I'm not on the floor. We had a little bit of a late morning, so my son is just wrapping up his breakfast. So we're at the table today. I'm not going to say breakfast with the Philtastics. I'm not ripping off Brian's stuff. But yeah, it's been a crazy couple weeks. I know I have not been live now in at least, what would you say, pal? 2 weeks? Maybe more? He's looking at me like he's going to answer me. Yes. But let's see who's here first. So Les Cruz says first win in. I got to know, how do you get in first to everything all the time? Phil's Treehouse in South Canada. Wherever you are, Phil. I hope you're having a good morning. Dr. Evil. I'm telling you something, Mike. You were spouting some good things today. I don't think anybody took offense to, but I think you need a show or an episode at least on this topic to go further. Oh, there we go. The Godfather Brian, how are you this morning? I was doing a little bit of catch up this week. We'll get into that in a bit, and managed to watch some of Brian's shows I missed while my YouTube was confiscated by my children. We're catching up. My son watches with me sometimes. We're catching up on the Spider-Man stories, and yeah, some of those are interesting. I'm glad that you're reading it for us. I'll say that much. Three Good Nerds, how are you today? Zach, how's it going? How's it going? FBP, he's lurking. Oh, hi, he lurked through Brian. I'm sorry, and he's saying hi now. Fanboy, we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna come on and challenge you and Neil. I might even bring my own wig. Trev, how are you? Wellbore, how's it going? How's it going? YouTube has been, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. He's done with his Cheerio. He wants the. So I have to keep doing this, or else they're going to wind up on the floor. Yeah, it's all going to be about timing. Is going to be key. So I didn't want to get into the big topic yet, but both of my hands are kind of full at the moment. One with making sure I don't drop the phone. The other with making sure my son does not throw the Cheerios on the floor. My Crocs are ready. I have to listen more to that book, by the way, too, because I know that's coming up. Eva, I don't know how much you want me to talk about it, so I'm not going to mention anything unless you say so. I don't know. You know what? I've been on the precipice. Oh yes, other Phil is here. I did say that. Never mind. Yeah. Well, I missed one. You can't catch them all, honey. Yeah, I've been on the precipice of buying Crocs like on 4 different occasions, and I'm always just like, what? Yeah, it's because I heard that they're very comfortable, but I have very bad arches, and I figure that's gonna um, I think that's just going to not be good for that, and that affects my lower back, which is not good. Okay, what do you want next? You want your blocks and your cup? Okay. Yep, we're playing with all the toys here. Please, as far into it in the first. No, I meant as far as prompting the whole show. I'm really not far at all. Like that's gonna be a. I have to wake up early and listen to catch up and everything. See, I'm married. I'm not that concerned with that part. And to be honest with you, it wouldn't. They wouldn't leave the house. It'd just be more like a house shoe, if anything, for me. What's up, buddy? Okay. Well, Boar saying hi to everybody. Hi. Yeah, who would have known Robin was bringing the fire today? Joffrey, how you doing? Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, you have to catch Fanboy Primes. And I think everybody here was there. I don't know if that was by accident or not, buddy. But please don't drop any more blocks. Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, you have to catch that Fanboy Prime first thing on Saturdays, like early. Like it's 8 o'clock. I think you start 8 o'clock here East time. And it's just like, what are we, wow, this is early. It's a very strong Saturday. Yeah. I start today after your stream, actually. Okay. I don't feel too bad, but I feel like, Mike, I don't know for sure, but I feel like you can consume a book pretty quickly. I do kind of regret doing the audio version because I feel like reading it, I would have gotten a little bit more out of it. But we shall see. Madam is here. How are you? How's it going? Yeah, definitely did. Ooh, those are fighting words, Trev. Well, I've read it a bunch, yeah. So you know what I'll do? Can I have that, please? Thank you. If I don't ask, it'll wind up on the floor. Can you get me his water, please? Okay. See, you get this is an action shot of us feeding our little guy while streaming. I'm going to show you what I've been reading. I've read a lot. This is over the past 2 weeks or so. I don't know if I'll tell you if I liked it or not, because especially the Black Box Comics one, I plan to do a long form video on, and I'll get into why you haven't seen a long form video from me this week. Now you want it? Okay. No, he wants your comic. He's looking at your comic. No, he's reaching for. You want your cards? Oh, he's not putting us on the floor. He started. That's why I grabbed them. Yeah. Oh, you see the doggy? Good. You're doing the pan. We have these little cards. So here's one. Here's a cow. Right? Moo. What? Can you say it again? Okay. Some of them he makes sounds on, some of he doesn't. So when he makes a sound, we get excited. Ryan Riley, how are you? See, we don't go out, so we get around that. I do enjoy the curtains. Can we get a quick scene from the Hamlet? Oh, I see. Clever. You know what I'm going to be honest with? We're all too tired to do that today. Maybe next time. Only time three do stand next to each other is waiting for their wives to shop, usually holding their purses, right? Yeah. Oh. Okay. So I'll show you what I read. I'm not going to tell you, like I said, if I like it or not, because the Black Box Comics ones, especially I'm going to do a longer form video on. Maybe I'll say good or not good. I don't know. Bigs and Tiny. And these Black Box ones that I'm going to show off, I got in my C3 haul. I did that video about 2-3 weeks ago at this point, so you can go back and watch it if you missed it. Devil's Dominion. No. Dream Master #1. Dr. Wilder #1. I will say this. I don't know if it's the title or just that they're trying to tackle some environmentally conscious topic. I felt like this would have been like a 90s Channel 11 middle of the afternoon on a Saturday morning show. You know, like after Xena, here's Dr. Wilder. And they make like a fake Jaguar sound. Okay. The Secret World of Modern Banking. Yes, that's a comic. IT #1. Ninja Gaiden. I already read Ninja Gaiden. Ignore that one. That one is for the when we do that video, I guess, at some point. The Jin Hunter #1. Num Num, what do you got? Oh, that's Night Night. Psycho List #1. I thought this cover kind of reminded me of like like a Evil Ernie or even like an Iron Maiden album cover. Yeah, no, Evil. This is everything I've read like in the past 2 weeks or so. That comic is where I learned to. Evil. Which one was your favorite of 2023 out of them? Project Icarus, #1. And this kind of reminds me of like the cover of Doom. Doom, not Dune, just to clarify. Num 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 num. Ooh. Wee wee. Oh, nay. Shin no Kagi, #1. Here we go. Out of Black Box now. Rare Flavors, #2. And I didn't bring it up, but I have an extra copy. An extra copy of Rare Flavors, #2. So that will be going into the giveaway box this week. Here, you want these? No? You want your blocks? Nope. Oh. Another one hits the floor. Yeah, I'm enjoying Rare Flavors. Was joke. Oh. The Asking Book. The Asking Book. Oh. Yeah, Rare Flavors was one of my one of the things I picked from last year that I really, really enjoyed. Issue 2 is really good. So if you win that book, that box rather, I hope you really enjoy that book. Monstrous #47. Kind of going back with this because I realized I missed this and had read the issue ahead of it. So the fill-in was nice for this. And Monstrous is on a break for a little bit, so that'll give me some time to forget everything that's happened, I guess. You like that one, pal? Oh, here's your water. You want your water? No? Okay. Batman 89, #1. This I actually got from also from C3 through Joe's box, actually, Anachronic Comics. Batman #1. I'm gonna throw this one in the giveaway bin as well. Just it was a good read. I guess it's just I'm not collecting it, so I threw 2 books in the giveaway bin. American Chavez #1. I've had duplicates of this. I think there's one in the box already, but finally got to reading that one, and I really like this book. The cover art, I think they messed up on her face, in my opinion. The story itself, though, was pretty good. You had a little bit of a weird trope at the beginning, just giant monster-sized moles. The animals, not the facial things. Well, Ryan, you know what? You could, if you win the box, you'll win that Batman 89 plus a bunch of other stuff. Yeah, but they just started like a really kind of good story about her background in here, at least. They're really kind of making her to be a little bit like Superman, in my opinion, so far. Yeah, Ryan, if you win the box, you'll get Batman 89 and more. I need to read something non-Spidey. I feel like I've watched more reviews than actually reading. Yeah, I mean, I think it's easier to watch a review nowadays than to read. If you want recommendations, I could always give you some. What If? Dark Moon Knight, #1. Again, I'm really behind. I think you guys know that. So you might say this came out a few months ago. Really liked this. This felt very much in the spirit of the older What Ifs to me. I think that What Ifs have kind of lost their snap, so to speak, going annually rather than monthly. But this was really good. If you're going to read a newer What If, I would definitely check into that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Before you wrote this message, I would say yes. Afterwards, that's the only way I'm gonna hear it now. On the other hand, we have What If? Dark Carnage. Look, I like Larry Hama a lot. I think you guys know that. This was not a good read. This is burn after reading territory for me. It is not in the spirit of What Ifs. it's more of like took a huge left turn, and I'm still like, I don't see how they got from A to B. Yeah, I don't see that what if moment, but yeah, this was not a good read. See this one? No, he doesn't like it either. This, we're almost at the bottom of my read pile already. Catching up on my Immortal X-Men reads. Immortal X-Men number 13. This is the Phil Noto variant. Really enjoyed this one. I was talking to my wife about it yesterday. She still's like, no, I don't like X-Men. I'm not going to read it. But yeah. Modern World, you can talk about topics by watching one clip and discuss books, reading, watching reviews. AI is not going to help. So what you said about AI? I'm not an AI fan. That's a topic for another day. It's been percolating. Immortal X-Men number 14. I also have the variant for this one. If you follow me on IG, you may see you might have seen a picture. I was actually reading this with my daughter digitally just last night. Cute little father-daughter moment. And Immortal X-Men number 15. Again, this is the Phil Noto. I don't know why I said it like Noto. Phil Noto. Portrait variant. This is Selena. Honey, what do you think of this one?
Nice. I saw that when you had it on the table.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Immortal X-Men. It's been one of the better of the current X titles. I think it has ended. I could be wrong on that one. I know there's 2 more issues, but it's kind of the fill into what happened to the mutants who walked through all the gates on during the Hellfire Gala, and also what's happening with Xavier. Doing some really really kind of interesting things with him right now on Krakoa. I wish Famous Artists made portrait variants. You know what? From what my understanding is, a lot of, I'm assuming you're talking about like fine art. A lot of them are very kind of foo-foo with comics. I think even more so now. If you follow I know that Roy Lichtenstein, who was one of the early, want more yogurt? No. Do you want more Cheerios? Just don't throw them on the ground. No. Okay. He was one of the founding fathers, so to speak, of pop art, and he would take panels from comics, blow them up, and do like it's almost like he did the newsprint process, but painted them almost by hand. And look, I mean, if you've seen, look up pop art, I guarantee you that you've seen this guy's work before. And one thing I didn't learn about in art school was that there was a good amount of the comic community. What? Do you want my hat? There you go. Sometimes he likes to play with my hat. There was a good amount of the comic community who was saying, hold on a second, Lichtenstein should be crediting the original comic book artists. And I think that finally happened, if not this past year, then the year before. I think since then you have some artists who are just going to very much be like, I don't want to take part in this. Didn't they discover Da Vinci art under other? Yeah, that happened a lot. That does happen a lot. Yeah, and that I see Wellbore saying that too. Yep, that's a hat. It goes on your head, buddy. Good job. More recently, actually, Phil, if you're interested, I say more interested, but maybe about bouncing to say hi. Hey, Chris. Stay golden. Well, we're going to talk all about DC stuff, Chris. I'm joking, of course. No. About 10 or so years ago, probably more at this point, they did do a series of Wolverine variants for each title Marvel was putting out at that point. And this was before variants really ramped up as far as going crazy. They were all for cover price at the time. There is a was my favorite. It was one of my favorite ones. There is a Da Vinci. There is a Wolverine cover in the style of Da Vinci that you may like. Yeah, I definitely can't dig it out right now, but I'll have to find it and put it up somewhere. Okay, so that was everything that I read. I gotta say for a second, the Marvel talk was ha ha ha. Actually, Trev, I'll say this: I finished Dark Knights of Steel as well digitally. Very good stuff. I am going to move on to, I think either you or Mike recommended Supergirl recently, so I'm going to read that digitally at some point as well. I think the portrait variants work with the X-Men being a school, but normally not a fan. Yeah, in this case, it really doesn't have much to do with them being a school, because I mean they're not right now. There was a it's just what Phil Noto was doing just for the Immortal line, though. I think Immortal has ended, and I know that Phil Noto is going to be doing a couple other portrait variants for other X-Men titles. But honestly, I think they've been good, and it's been tough some months picking between. I like the Noto variant, and I like the Mark Brooks standard variant. If it's the it's the digital one. If it's digitally, I'm going to be reading it very soon. Okay, that's over. We waited. But no, I mean, look, it's not that I'm against any DC things. It's just this is what my budget allows. The DC stuff I've been reading digitally. Can I try now? Nope. I actually have to see. That's okay, Durs. You got to work, dude. I actually have to see if a lot of the Nightmare Country is digital. I have a hard time sometimes navigating DC's digital app. But Nightmare Country was one I read the first volume of. They took a break. I thought that they had ended to go to Dead Boy Detectives. I think that's what it's called. And then they started up again, but I'm like, I can't jump back into it. So I figured, let me just read it digitally, and I just haven't jumped into it yet. And I'll say why. This is what I kind of teased. So, as everybody here knows, can you grab me the two insurance books? I'm going to show. Please. Thank you. Can I put my hat back on now? You're going to grab it. No? Do you want to put it on me? Okay. Thank you, honey. So, for the past several months, I've been studying for my state insurance exams. This is what I've been studying. This one's not too bad. This is the state one. Oh, see, other Phil. This is the main one. A lot of information in here. So this has taken up a lot of my time. The original plan was for me to finish this before my daughter arrives. That didn't happen. Then I pushed it back to the end of December. That didn't happen. So now we're at the end of January. I'm finally at the point, I think, that I'm ready to take the exam and do well. You know, I've been doing a lot of practice exams. This is also why I have not been on nearly as much as I've been in the past, both recording and watching. Looking for well, Bora, that's very funny. So I was supposed in New Jersey. This one exam, I think it's one exam in every other state, is just one test. You're in, you're out. In New Jersey, because we're special, we have to do it in two exams. So I initially was going to take both exams here from home. You could do it over the computer, and there's a whole process. You have to have your camera on. You have to have a microphone on. They have to be able to see you from the waist up and everything. I was going to take one yesterday and one tomorrow, and then finally be done with it. So did everything to prepare. My mother-in-law was here to help out, if need be. That was good because that was a stressor off of me. Property and casualty, personal lines. So in preparation, the testing service has a whole website you go to, and it's like, oh, make sure your computer's compatible, and did all that great stuff. I got permission to actually use my work laptop to do it. And logged on about 40 minutes early, go into the link. You have to connect and you take a picture of your ID and everything, and waiting. And I get kicked out. Tried again. Nothing was happening. The system was just spinning and spinning. Go team. Come on. No? What do you want? Sorry. Here, do you want your other cards? Yeah, go on and spinning. Call tech support, and they're like, oh no, your computer is not compatible. And I went through the whole. And listen, I understand you're calling a call center that's not necessarily around the corner, but it's more frustrating when you're I think, talking in circles, because repeating yourself over and over again. It's like, well, no, your computer's not compatible. It's like, well, I tested it on your link that says click here to make sure your computer's compatible, and it was fine. Well, sometimes that link doesn't really work too well, and you could go through your whole test, and then at the end of it, it might be like we missed all your answers. It's like, nah. So the thing is like, oh well, we can reschedule you, but you'll have to, pay to register again. And it's like, look, it's $35 or something for the test. It's not that I can't give them $35. It's more of a principle thing. So kind of going back and forth, and they had to escalate a ticket, and they're like, well, we'll let you know, by Tuesday if if you have to pay this. So I got off the phone with that person. In the meantime, I have now other concerns. Yeah, I'm going to get into that. 3 good. So now had to reschedule my exam I was supposed to take on Sunday, and I've resided to the fact I have to go in person to do it, which I feel a little of a certain way about. Not necessarily just kind of going in, but look, we've got 2 kids under 2. One of them is here, the other one is sleeping at the moment. And she's about 9 weeks old at this point, right? So, there's that kind of lingering thing in the back of your head. And if you've ever taken an exam like this, especially for the state, they're very strict with what you can wear and what you can't wear. That type of thing. Like I can't go in with a hat on unless it's for religious purposes. No loose clothing, that type of thing. So I called again and asked, hey, hi Neil. Hey, am I allowed to wear a mask? And we don't know. We got to get back in touch with you. What?
Did you say hey, honey?
No, I said, hey, Neil.
Oh.
Why are you calling Neil honey?
You were the one
I didn't call Neil honey. Yeah, so they had no answers for me. I wound up rescheduling the what I call the second part of the test, because I wanted to take that second, but I'm now going to be taking that one first. Yeah, no jewelry, no hair clips. Yeah, Lady Prime went through it in Texas, I think, for life or health. So it's a little bit different. Mine, I saw Eva last. Mine is for personal lines, property and casualty. So your stuff and somebody else's stuff. And anyway, talk to my boss just because we're all getting licensed now, and just say, hey, just so you know, in case nobody's experienced this yet, you can't use the work computer. Apparently, they said, and it was kind of stupid because they asked me what the operating system is, and for work, it's Windows 10 Enterprise. Like, well, there you have it. We can't use Enterprise. It's like there is nowhere on any of your sheets does it say you can't use Windows 10 Enterprise. It says Windows 10 or Windows 11. So long story short, I called back later in the day, and I guess I got lucky. Right before they needs life and health, still PNC's done. Good, good. In Texas, do they do it as one test or two tests? Long story short, I called back right before the testing company closed, and was like, hey, look, this is the deal. I gave them the ticket, sorted all that out. So long story short, next two tests, yeah. Texas is one test? Wow. Oh, no, you're both in Texas. Okay, I don't know. But yeah, long story short, next Thursday, I am taking the casualty part. Then next week, next Saturday, I'll be taking the property part, which is why I'm not going to have a show next week. No. And you know, too, like I decided to take it later in the day on a Saturday, but it's like I know how I am before a test. Okay, there's one. Okay. I know how I am before a test. I know I have to focus. So unfortunately, I'm going to be a little bit MIA again this upcoming week. I do have stuff that I've shot that I just haven't edited yet, and I'll get to that. But yeah, I have to get this done. It's annoying me that I don't have it done yet. My Kaplan coursework expires the 30th, I believe, or the 31st. I have to check that. So it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm trying to get as much studying in with Kaplan between now and when it expires, because I don't want to extend it again for a month if I'm only going to use it 1 or 2 days. Yeah, so that's what my world has been. But look, in the meantime, you know, just kind of carving out time to read some comics, spend time with family. That's been a huge one too. And yeah, so again, what you should pull from this is that Phil's been really busy. That's why I'm very tired and probably look like crap right now. And just why I'm not going to have a show next week. I'm hoping it's 7. You're all in informed. Yeah, and look, anybody, and I know that this isn't the most exciting topic, nor does it have anything to do with comics. This has been like one of the more frustrating experiences with this whole exam. Just trying to figure out, first of all, I look at it, I'm like, you know, I have to study all these sections. You know, it's personal and it's a little bit of commercial in here. And it's like, okay, well, right now, this commercial stuff, I have no use for. You know, I work in personal lines. I understand that there's going to be a time when it's good to know, right, buddy? At the very least, yes, I'm saying this to my almost 2-year-old. But like when it's like, okay, I'm taking an exam, I want to focus on what I need. Here, buddy. No. How about the popper? Popper? Yeah, I like the popper myself. It's got one of those little fidget poppers. Okay, good. Whatever gets you to drink your water. There we go, boy. Yeah, it's just frustrating because you're going through chapters and chapters of stuff. Like, I just need to know this for the test. And when you do take these practice tests, it's kind of a lot of trick questions, to the point where I think I've gotten really sharp on how to point them out. But there's also things too, like I have to like there's a couple questions where you just need to do some math, so you have to remember the formula. But here's the problem: you can't bring in a calculator, you can't bring in a scratch paper, so you're going to be doing the math in your head. I'm thinking through process of elimination. That's been kind of helpful as far as getting some of the answers on the test exams right, basically. But yeah, and there are people I know. Fanboy Lady Primes turned me on to a couple YouTube channels where they talk about different strategies, and actually my workplace has kind of said that too. Hey, check these people out for test taking strategies. Now, this is the fidget popper, by the way. It's addicting. I don't know anything about this. Prompts questions and sounds overcomplicated. Just take a test you have. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and that that was my exact kind of thing, because like I was trying to think. I got my master's degree in 2006. It's been that long since I've had to take like a official standardized test, not just like one of your annual, work exams. So like your annual, like, hey, this is why you shouldn't keep papers on your desk, like your things you have to do when you work in a corporate job, those type of tests. Yeah, but that was my exact thought, because it's like, okay, do I remember how to study? Did I study right? But yeah, anyway, that's what I've been working on. That's what I've been working with, and like I said, it's been frustrating. It's been a lot of I can tell you one point with the Kaplan test. I've been reading the book, and I felt like I wasn't getting everything. And I called them up and like, well, you read your book, you haven't been watching your videos. I didn't know there was a whole video section to each book. But I will say this, the videos were more helpful. Hey, Doug. So hopefully by next week, a little bit later than it is right now, this will all be done with. Yeah, no, I understand that stuff. This is a different animal entirely. And then I could get back to doing some fun stuff. But yeah, so you're probably not going to see me doing Between the Lines this week, which I'll give them a heads up. And I feel bad about that too, because like I've been working on my holiday drawing for Between the Lines, and we're almost in February at this point. You okay, honey? Just tired. I wanted to catch Marcus's one, and I missed that, and I'm planning to do a little something special to kind of make up for that. But look, end of the day, this is a priority, because this will hopefully help me help them. Yeah, no, I've gotten both tests rescheduled now. It's not the point. It's just like, can we get this over with already? Like, okay, just give it to me. Let me do it. Come on. No. Do you want your cards again? Yep. Okay. Okay. Give me a second, peeps. All right. Let's see if we'll take the water again. Nope. Help you buy more floppies. Well, oh yeah. No, I know. And I wasn't making an appearance or anything on Between the Lines. It's just like I like to go and draw. It gives me, what it is? It gives me that hour or so every week just to sit down and say, okay, I'm going to draw. Because when you have, and I'm sure that if you've, I think pretty much everybody here either creates videos or Doug, writes stories and has done some great comics on his own as well, cartooning rather. When you have that creative kind of need, almost, it's hard to get time in to do this stuff. So that's why I appreciate Between the Lines. So I'm pissed I'm going to miss that again. I am going to be on Gary's channel on the 30th for my first appearance on the 10-1-1. I was on Gary's show last week, and also I was in a hot seat, I should say, with Gary last week, and on the Anachronic Comics of Comic Book Knowledge, which I think is the first time I said it without biting my tongue, as well. so I was able to take little breaks here, but now this is kind of like we're down to the wire. Hey, Lady Fantastic, how's it going? And that's also why you may have noticed I haven't watched a whole lot of stuff either. I was just reminded when Lady popped in because she had a good video come out. I think around Christmas. I've been meaning to watch, and I just haven't been able to yet. I am working on another project with Evil that we haven't spoken about yet. So you'll see that soon as well. But and yeah, actually, by the time, because I think we're doing that next Saturday. Yeah, honey, next Saturday night is that thing I was telling you about. By the way, I can't say it right now. But yeah, so that'll be good because that'll be like my first kind of appearance after the test. So I think that'll be a nice unwind session. I might be punchy by then too. We don't know. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern. So what else? Yeah, I mean, look. Other than that, I went to my LCS for the first time since November. Earlier this week, was glad to go. Glad to see Sean. And keep in mind too, like when I say, "Hey, I haven't been there since November," I call in. I'll say, "Hey, here's my debit card number," because I don't want to leave him on a branch or out of there, basically, just to be like, "Oh, no problem, Brian. Have a good Saturday and great show this morning." And thanks again for those stickers. I really like Brian's new logo, his new stickers. Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm leaving them in the lurch. So like if I'm going to be out an extended period of time, I'll call and say, "Hey, here's my debit card. Just whatever's in the box, go for it." And he was actually pretty on point with this visit as far as getting the stuff I wanted and everything like that. There was another YouTube person I ran into there. I haven't watched his stuff yet, but seemed like a fun guy. Rock, paper, scissors. It's the scissors are spelled with X's. If I have the time to watch his stuff, the next time I go live, I'll make sure to point his stuff out, or I'll put it up in a video. So why don't we do this? If you get to the end of this stream, if you're here with me, let me just do this to make it easy. Everybody here who's live, I'm going to go back, even if you left at this point, I'm going to go back later on and add an entry for you in the contest, the Road to 1K giveaway. We do have progress on. I figured weekly would have been a little bit of an overkill to report. Maybe I'll do it like every month or something at this point, unless we have like huge jumps. Yeah, so if you're in this live stream, you're getting an entry. I'm going to write that down and make sure that we have that here for you. And then if you're watching the replay, just do hashtag, what are we going to do? Hashtag Immortal, for Immortal X-Men. Again, if you're watching the replay, hashtag Immortal in the comments, not on the live video, in the comments, and I'll give you an entry as well. Things to come. I do want to put out the cooking video I've been working on for like over a month before the end of January. That's going to be a long one, just to give you a heads up. Gary did do 2 challenges for us. One, he wanted me to show off the Mike Del Mundo panel I was talking about on the hot seat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to Gary's channel and watch that. Rather than just show the panel I was talking about, I'm going to re-release the video I did about 2 years ago at this point about Mike Del Mundo's work, and just with a little kind of preface to it. Preface or preface. Yeah, and he also challenged us. We have to figure out when we'll do that. Definitely after the test period. To watch Serendipity and draw a scene that spoke to us. What I told you about? He wanted us to draw too, right, honey? Hmm? Remember Gary?
Yeah.
He wants us to draw a scene from that too. Both of us. Just checking. Num num num. Oh, good. You got the num 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 card. So I think with that, I've spoken enough to that. And by the way, if you're just seeing this now, and you didn't watch Breakfast with Brian this morning, go back because that's some very good topics. And I'll be honest with you, I've had something along the same lines, not in the extent of memberships and stuff like that, but it's a couple ideas percolating for a while. I've just kind of letting them simmer. Yes, fanboy John Cusack, Serendipity. Gary challenged my wife and I to both watch Serendipity.
See, everyone knows about it. Just say
Fanboy Prime just said, "Wait, you mean John Cusack, Serendipity?"
yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Joseph. Yeah, Gary challenged us to watch it and draw a scene, both my wife and I, that spoke to us, and I guess do a little contrast and compare. But yeah, I've been talking enough today. I appreciate you guys giving me some time. So you're probably not going to see me much more this week. Definitely not live, at least. Got to get to studying. If you're around Tuesday, check me out on Gary. I have to figure out what I'm going to show off on that. And I am going to make it a point, I should say this too, to show off, I guess, essentially 12 books that I have never shown off before. So you're not going to see a repeat. But with that, peace, love, and comics. Take care.